I remember working at Procter & Gamble. One of the internal mottos was make a little, sell a little, learn a lot. And I loved that. I loved that idea. So sometimes it can be illustrated in a different way. Epicurus in the 4th century apparently said, I wasn't there, if thou wilt make a man happy, add not unto his riches, but take away from his desires. It was also sung in the 1940s by two men who sang a song called You Have to Accentuate the Positive, Eliminate the Negative. And the rest of that is you've got to spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum. They're giving us a formula. They may not have realized it. And it was also illustrated by 4 guys in the 1990s called Boys to Men, one of my favorite first groups. I am a 90s kid all the way, so I love this song. And I'm not going to try to sing this because it's way below my octaves, but they sang, the good times that made us laugh outweigh the bad. Now, why am I giving you all of these different quotes? Because it turns out there is a happiness formula beyond the makeup of it, and I'm giving you the addition. I'm now going to give you the division. There's a happiness quotient, okay? Now, this is mine, and this is what I came up with. I said happiness is your perception of reality, not only reality, but also your perception of reality over your assumptions. These phones that we carry are such time sucks, and their energy drains as well. And they pull us to them constantly. A lot of it has to do with the color. They make these icons very enticing, so you keep checking them. There's a way to go into your settings and set it to grayscale, and if you do that, it turns your phone from a toy into a tool. And suddenly, you won't be as drawn to it. So I suggest doing this every now and then. It makes it harder for pictures. That's the hard thing, is I have to always switch back to take pictures. But it's something to consider, especially maybe later at night or early in the morning. You won't be drawn in quite as much, and it will help replenish you on your energy. Back to Ernest Hemingway. I love this man. He said, know when to stop. He would actually literally stop in the middle of a sentence so he knew where to pick it up the next day. You could do that. You could do that when you're writing a recommendation or a report or a letter or anything like that. You may not be writing The Old Man and the Sea, but you could use this when you're writing your next memo. Just start the next section and you'll return with a lot of momentum, a lot of energy. And as far as picking things up where they left off, I always found, at P&G, people were great about this. Instead of asking, how was your weekend? They would say, oh, how was your daughter's soccer match on Saturday afternoon? They remembered that, from Friday to Monday, and that was a really great way to build relationships, to keep that momentum going from one week to the other. It was way more effective. I was single, so they were like, oh, who was your designated driver on Saturday night? That was more my question that was directed my way. I didn't have a daughter at that time, still don't, that I know of. But at any rate, I do have a son, though, a 3-year-old son, so